You asked me on Sunday when we were eating sushi. Do you remember the first question you asked me? Like, what did you ask me?
I don't remember.
I think it was like, what's Bitcoin and what's this DeFi thing you're doing because I keep seeing you on social? It was something like that, right? And so I'll ask you, do you know what Bitcoin is?
I have a very rudimentary understanding of it, so if you could...
Well, what do you know so far?
Bitcoin, there are 20 million in circulation. I know that they either operate on proof of work or proof of...
Yeah, I've done some research.
What's Ethereum based on? Proof of...
Yeah, I've done some research. Okay. All right, what else? Oh, we'll get to that. What else?
Okay, Ethereum, crypto. I read the 11-page white paper by...
You read it?
Yes, I did.
Wow. Well, this is a lot changes in 5 days.
It's really short, and it breaks it down really well, so...
Okay. All right, well, let's just get everybody up to speed on Bitcoin because, again, Gabby asked me on Sunday, what's Bitcoin? And I get a lot of people asking me what Bitcoin is, and so I try to explain it to you the same as other people. So the way I see it now, and this could change over the next couple of years, is that Bitcoin was an idea created by this fictional character, we believe, named Satoshi Nakamoto, and he or she, or it, wrote a white paper and described an idea of transferring value through digital money that was verified as accurate through something called the blockchain and proof of work, a bunch of these computers trying to solve these complex cryptographic formulas in order to make sure that it was correct. And that was the security of this network. It was just an idea. Like no one had ever built anything like this. It was just someone that came up with an idea, but it was almost like a beautiful solution, kind of like the steam engine was, like 150 years ago. What if we did this, 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 this? It works. And everyone was like, wow, that could change the world. And it did. This was something else, but it was just an 8-page white paper or a 10-page that you read. All my students have to read it too. Anybody can go see it. I think it's on bitcoin.com or something. It's out there. We'll put a link below. And it's a little complicated, right? But you can push yourself through it. And then a year or so later, someone decided to actually put it into place. And slowly people started trading little bits of this Bitcoin, and it started becoming slightly more valuable. At first it was worth like a penny, and then it got a little bit more valuable, and then it was worth $1, and then it was worth $100. I bought some back in 2013. It was worth about $85. And at the time, we still didn't know what it was. Max Kaiser was talking about it. You remember he came for Thanksgiving dinner? Yeah, okay. Yeah, he wore the red pants and the yellow shirt. Yeah. And they traded a Bitcoin at our Thanksgiving dinner table for $1,000. I think it was 2015, I think. So, and again, more people started using it. They saw the beauty of it. And these days, people look at it as digital property. And I think that's what we were talking about on Sunday, right? I had a guest on named Michael Saylor. He's the CEO of this company, MicroStrategy. It's a public company. It's got like $4 billion worth of Bitcoin. And he said, Brian, it's like digital property, which is a weird concept, right?
Yeah.
Does that even make sense to you?
It kind of suggests that that will last a long time.
That it's what?
That it's almost permanent. Not quite, but it will definitely outlast governments and different currencies that we might adopt. But isn't Bitcoin only worth as much as it is popular? So when it's right now, there's a lot of memes and trends circulating, and I think it's at its peak popularity. But will it ever grow old?
So really good question. First, let's talk about the digital property aspect, because that's really important, because you said it kind of implies it'll be around forever, right?
Yeah.
So your grandma owns 50 rental properties in San Diego. Mm-hmm. She slowly bought them over the last 30 years. Now those pieces of land, those will be here for a long time, right? Mm-hmm. Until the planet explodes, right? So that's a piece of property that will be there. Now maybe the building will come and go, but Betty Rose owns that piece of property as long as she wants to. She can pass it on to me, maybe it'll go on to you, maybe it'll go on to your kids, but that's a piece of property that's not going anywhere. Agreed?
Yeah.
Okay. So when Michael and other people talk about Bitcoin, they say this is the same thing, but it's digital and it's not going anywhere. Now, Michael thinks it's the best investment for the next 1,000 years. He says it's that. Now, you said it's only has value if people want it. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
laws
Now-
of supply and demand.
Yeah.
But
Now let me
because-
ask you a question. What if people don't want property in San Diego, where grandma lives? Like, what if people think that San Diego's played out, the weather's too warm, nobody wants to be by the beach, and so they all want to move to Iceland instead? Like, that could happen, right? But it probably won't if there's more humans on the earth. You agree?
Yeah.
Okay. So people are thinking the same thing with Bitcoin. Like you said, there's a fixed number of coins. I think it's 21 million total. I think there's 18 million circulated. The rest are going to come out as mining fees over the next few years. But then it's a fixed asset that no one can increase, like the government does with money. We can talk about that in a bit. Just like property on Earth, right?
But is it really a fixed asset? Because there's a limited amount. Once it's all been mined, won't the prices skyrocket?
Okay, cool. So let's talk about that. First of all, when it comes to property in the world, do you agree there's a fixed amount of property?
Yeah.
Right? We can't really create a new piece of Earth
No.
unless the ocean goes up or down or something, or you build something out on land, on the ocean. So there's a fixed amount of property, and it's good to make a comparison to property markets, I think. So Betty, our grandma, owns property because she understands it and believes it will go up over time as more people are in the world and they still demand places to live. Cool? Okay. So Bitcoin has created, I think in the next 10 years, there will be a total of 21 million. No, I think it actually scales over time, but it'll basically be somewhere around this amount, 18 to 21 million. And nobody, no government, no higher power, no higher being can come and create more Bitcoins, just like no one else can create more pieces of property. So people feel like this is an asset that can't be messed with or screwed with by a government or a bank or anybody else. And so as long as the technology doesn't break, people feel like this is a good investment. At least some people do.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, until the point it gets hacked into and it all collapses.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you make a good point there, right? What happens if it gets hacked? Now, there was a hacking a couple days ago. Somebody hacked into some Poly network and hacked out $600 million worth of coin. Of course, we're in the internet age, so the hacker went on Reddit and did an AMA about his hack, only in the internet age, and talked about it and gave half of it back. Now, this wasn't Bitcoin or Ethereum, but he hacked into one of these blockchains. So, good point. Let's talk about it. This is technology. It's unproven. Bitcoin's been trading since maybe 2009, so we've got 12 years. But you can't see it, you can't touch it. So you got a bunch of old guys in America, like Warren Buffett, who have been trading, and they own airlines and they own underwear companies and they own restaurants, and they say, this is a joke. Like, there's nothing here. I can't see it. I can't touch it. It's got no value. So why would I buy it? And then you got other people that say, actually, this is a store of value that'll be worth things in the future because I can transfer money to you without asking the permission of a bank. I can do it with very little fees in a very quick amount of time. And that is where people see the value of Bitcoin, and people believe it's secure because of mining. So does that answer your question about being hacked?
Yes.
Do you think Bitcoin will be hacked in the next couple of years?
I think it's some people are never going to stop trying, especially as the value increases. I think it's a matter of time, to be honest.